That's okay. We're late, so you can be on whatever time you want and you'd still be correct.
Jumping pixels in the neon night. A dabble here, a dabble there, it feels so right. And he's got the joystick leading the fight. Level up laughs till the morning light. Walks on Wednesdays, press start to play. It's a dabble in chaos, the game buffet. Dabble one up, don't delay. Walks on Wednesdays, it's the highlight of the day. Control yourself, no rage quitting here. With Annie's jokes, the lag disappears. Pixelated dreams, 8-bit cheer. Every Wednesday night, the fun is clear. From Mario's pipes to a portal's twist, it's a gaming galaxy you won't wanna miss. Walks on Wednesdays, press start to play. It's a dabble in chaos, a game buffet. Dabble one up, don't delay. Walks on Wednesdays, it's the highlight of the day. Coins are clinking, hearts are sinking, and it's quick with has us thinking. A dabble dash, a power up sash, warping through worlds in a pixel flash.
Well, welcome back to the Warp Zone, Annie's weekly roundup, where that's me, I'm Annie, tells you what I've been up to and what I'm gonna be up to, hopefully. Sometimes I'm consistent with this show, sometimes I don't have anything going on, and that's why I don't really go live, is because what am I gonna do, just talk for 45 minutes and be like, yeah, I didn't really do anything this weekend, what about you? Oh, okay, cool, yeah, nothing either? Alright, cool. Anyway, see you next week. So, figured I'd at least do something before I come back to the show. And of course, we have Spurgsnake with us. And unfortunately, unfortunately for you guys, he's the only one on the show today.
Nice. Thanks.
Super high energy Snake as usual. No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
I'm glad
you set me up to be, unfortunately for everybody watching, it's just me. Thanks.
Well, I mean,
I'm sorry that I'm not enough entertainment.
I think you took that incorrectly.
Excited to be
but sure.
Here today. Thank you, Tim.
I always say the wrong thing, don't I? I'm always insulting my friends and hurting their feelings, and eventually he's going to leave me, and I'm going to be like, what did I do wrong? And it's going to be really confusing for me until I go back and watch one of these episodes and be like, man, I'm an asshole, huh? No.
No, it's the other way around. Of course, I'm being a jerk because I don't function well with society.
That's okay.
I don't play well with. I don't play well. I don't. Whatever that. You know what I'm trying to say.
Don't be mean to Spurgy. Exactly. I'm not. I'm sorry. Let's restart the episode. Hey everyone, it's just me and Spurg today. Isn't that fantastic? We have no annoying Mammy, no annoying Jake, no Dylan, no Birch from wherever he's from. So it's just us. See, that was bad too, wasn't it? Dang it. I suck.
You're fine.
Anyway, the reason I didn't come live last week, or basically I haven't been streaming at all, is because finally I'm done helping my girlfriend move. We've got everything out of the place. The place is cleaned. We turned in the keys last night, so everything is now being unpacked into the house, and so far, it's all going real smoothly. You need a couple more shelves, but after that, it's gonna be done. And now that it is done, I'm going back to what I normally do, which is not a whole lot. Sit here and game and watch TV and stuff like that. So I'm excited to be doing that again because that's what I really like doing. Not that I didn't like moving everything. It's just, it took longer than I was expecting it to. So it was getting a little irritating.
I don't like doing anything.
Ah, when was the last time you moved?
2008.
Ooh, 2008. Okay.
That's
So
when I bought my house.
how far did you have to move, and how many trips did it take to move from your old place to your current place?
Um, it's hard to explain. I moved probably 15, 20 miles from the suburbs back to the city, and it took approximately 2 to 3 trips. A car and a U-Haul, 2 trips, I think.
See, maybe we
And
should have
that
gotten
was
a
because we
U-Haul,
didn't own
but
shit.
the things weren't
Well,
already packed,
We
so
didn't use it.
yeah.
There was really, swear to God, there was nothing to take except a bed and a dresser and things like that. Now I got a house full of fucking junk. And if I had to move from here to back out to the suburbs or something, it would take multiple trips. I would be throwing a lot of shit away, but I've accumulated enough garbage that I would have to take it with me.
Snake is the #1 Z-Man fan. I don't think that's true. Are you a fan of the Z-Man, Chad Zumock, Florida's Most Wanted?
He is not a fan of me.
What did you?
He essentially
Okay.
said he's never coming back to Northeast Ohio.
What did you do
after
to
that
him?
weekend. Nothing directly. I was actually quite nice to him.
That's
and
what I thought. It seemed like
swear
you were
God
nice to him.
I swear to God to you, I think he wanted to hang out afterward. Like he wanted to do his meet and greet with the people there. And I think he wanted to hang out because I'm a dabbler.
Mm-hmm.
Like once he realized I was on BYB and why I was there, he wanted to go for a ride and hang out for the rest of the night. I really feel that, but I don't know if it's true.
I get the sense that Chad
here's the
Zumock
thing.
gets his feelings hurt a little easily.
He's a lonely boy. He just like Karmic, I feel like he needs a real friend. Not like an internet friend and that's why you can make fun of Gilly all you want and
Mhm.
Karmic because it probably is not a great relationship for those two. But he's going out and seeing the world. He's doing what he wants to do, and that's why I left him alone. There's no fucking with him now. He's out. You can mock him for doing everything we've already done, at 40 that he's doing for like the Washington Monument. Really, most people go and see that before the 8th grade.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that. I saw it as a kid. Yeah, we did a family trip to
Yes,
Washington D.C. Saw that, and all the other D.C.
Most
shit.
people do.
Smithsonian. Yeah.
That's not something I would care to go see. But I get it. I've got to age myself anymore, but a kid had to go to DC with a school because of an inauguration, and so I know that happens for a lot of people. Like that's a common thing to go see the Capitol. I've been to the ocean. He just went to the ocean for that. He almost touched a jellyfish with his bare hands. So yeah, I can make fun of him for that. But
We're talking
getting out
about
of his
Chad, not
comfort zone
Karmic,
and living
right?
His life. Well, that's the thing. Chad, I tried to get Chad out of his comfort zone. I told him, dude, when you're making up stories and lying and stuff, you need to push it a little harder. And here he is just this past week lying about getting a DUI. Kevin Brennan fell for it. The rest of us didn't. He said he got a DUI in Cleveland and then put Summit County right after that. Cleveland isn't in Summit County. Summit County's different. Cleveland is in Cuyahoga County. So I knew he
Cuyahoga?
was lying. Yes, that's the name of the river here. It's a Indian name,
Oh, okay.
First Nation. But yeah, like so he's officially kicked himself out of Northeast Ohio, but I think that's due to me filming and releasing that awful, god awful set.
That was you? No, I knew that.
Well, yeah, I made Doom give me credit when Doom reposted it on his channel.
His? Hers?
Yeah.
It's? Them's?
Whatever.
Them's channels? There we go. I think that's the correct.
Everybody's a
throw
dude.
a plural
There's
on
no
it.
women on the internet. I don't know. Everybody knows Rule 34 where everything gets sexed up, but nobody remembers Rule 36 where there is no women on the internet.
I remember
online.
that rule, but that's just because I'm a cynic.
Oh, I think I got you beat there.
Yeah, oh, definitely. I have way more cynical
I've been
friends.
Cynic maxing. I've been cynic maxing since 4 years old.
Both you and Mondays are some of the most cynical people I know, and not in a negative way. I do appreciate it.
I do appreciate Mondays too, for the same reason. He's way better at the monotone thing. I'm sing-songy. He doesn't do that as much. There is a YouTuber I watch. It's like a game review guy. It's Mandalore Gaming.
I love Mandalore.
And that's Mondays to me, but Mondays has almost like that spot on that. I mean, I kind of like it, but I really don't. So it sucks, like this, just like the way, I don't know. It's very, I can't wait to see Monday's next video.
Oh, I am super excited for it. Him and I are both hoping it gets out before Hackmania, but it's getting close.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, two Vegas topics. One, Hackmania is basically next week. This time next week will be the last Warp Zone. We're going to be officially talking about our plans for while we're out in Vegas. Depending on whether or not Carl does an episode, really depends on whether or not I'm on WATP, I guess, obviously. But my flight is at 9 p.m. So if TSA is as bad as everyone's saying, I might have to just hop off WATP and head to the airport instead of going through the whole episode like I was planning. So, the airport, from my experience, at least here, hasn't been too bad. It's like relatively small for an airport, but that doesn't mean it won't be bad. I'd rather be over-prepared.
It's Tuesday night, so...
Wednesday night.
Oh, no, I mean... The flight, right?
Yeah, we're flying out Wednesday night. Yep.
Oh, okay. I'm retarded. I can't remember.
Yeah, we're getting to Vegas at 10 p.m. Vegas time.
Okay. Good. Because the clothes that I'm flying in are going to be the clothes that I'm wearing the next day.
Nice. Smart.
Yeah, no, bag's already like 2/3 of the way packed, blah, blah, blah.
I need to go prep pack tonight. I'm going to get my bags ready, see what I can fit in there, and the reason I need to really figure out whether I'm going to be on WATP or not is because I need to pack this.
Yes, right.
So
you and Echo have some things planned. So
gotta plan, gotta pack some shit, and hopefully, I might just make that executive decision and say I can't do that episode because I have to fly out. I assume producer Chris is also not going to be there because he is going to already be in Vegas near that time. So
yeah, see, so there might not even be a full show anyway.
Exactly.
If he does,
I guess I'll have to ask Carl tonight because I didn't ask him last week, which I was supposed to, but I forgot to.
Understandable. You've been extremely busy, like you said, and that's what we originally were talking about. But yeah, I don't know. I am a leaf on the breeze when it comes to Hackmania.
Oh, wherever the leaf wins.
Along. Yes,
Take that for what you mean it for.
Everybody else is in control. This is just a vacation for me. I'm bringing a duffel bag full of clothes, and I have an over-the-shoulder bag. My deodorant and Zune and DS are going to go in, and that's really it. I can bring a second DS if you want to play Mario Kart or something on the plane. Also, I can put a movie on the DS and bring a second set of wired... Oh, you got wired headphones, don't you? No.
Mm-hmm.
We could watch a movie on the Zune if you want on the flight. Because there's a splitter thing, and we can just like plug your headphones in, and you have your own headphones.
I'm sure we can find something to entertain ourselves. I also have a Switch that I normally bring because it's the only time I ever bring my Switch anywhere.
Same. This will be the first time I'm bringing my 3DS out, so I'm hoping to get some like street passes on the airport and the plane and stuff.
During Vegas, Dee Dee has invited me to a birthday breakfast thing.
I don't normally eat breakfast, but Vegas time doesn't mean anything because it's just a matter of when the last time you ate was.
Right.
So, I
You
suppose,
should.
if she is going to pay for my Uber, then we can go over there on my birthday, which is Friday, next Friday, and I guess get whatever food is available for us there. So, I don't know. She said something about room service. I would prefer to eat at the place where you eat, but maybe not. I don't know. I'm not that picky.
Me either. I'm not a picky eater at all.
But I'm gonna drag you with me
I don't-
because I don't want to go hang out with her in her hotel room alone. That seems awkward.
No, it's a 3DS Birch. Yes, it will be awkward. I understand. She might try to make a move on you.
I hope not. That would be I would have to
dude.
go
I don't know, man.
and give her one of those cartoon Three Stooges slaps where it makes an extra loud sound.
I have that GIF saved where the trainer slaps all Three Stooges right down the line. Mo, Larry, Curly. Yeah, I don't know, man. Dee Dee weirds me out lately. She's posting AI pictures of herself pregnant and all this. And
Okay, speaking of which, Birch in
I'm
the
good.
chat had to DM me. Is like, is Mammy pregnant? Dude, okay, all right. No, and also, no. And third of all, why don't you just ask her? Don't DM me about her pregnancy. I don't want to know.
She's 2 years older than me. If she gets pregnant now and doesn't, delete it, there's gonna be. We don't need that on society right now. Right?
It's going to be Autism 3.0,
that's
I
mean.
think. No, we're being mean.
No, all right. Let's say she has a nice, healthy baby, right? It's
Mm.
going to be raised by Dee Dee alone in her minimalist apartment.
Well, also maybe Casey Armstrong sometimes. She hangs out with him a lot.
Sure, that makes it better.
Yeah, and then Casey will teach the baby how to do like finances, and then he'll be like, at least competent at being able to like cash a check or something. Write a check? Do people do that?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
unfortunately they do. There is a lady that comes in at work and she pays for her photo orders with check, and it's wildly inconvenient. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I know it is. I hated that. Sometimes you ask me if I have something to talk about. Something that I've been doing lately is listening to a lot of old sci-fi. Like I like old timey radio, like from the 50s and stuff. And so like there is what makes me laugh about it is the idea of that future and how it's juxtaposed with things that they don't have the foresight for. Like you just said, paying with a check now is currently a pain in the ass because we're a mostly paperless society. So I'm listening to the show, and the woman is in the elevator, and something goes wrong with this new spacey tech elevator. The maintenance man comes in, and he's repairing. Oh, your blah 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 point has been demagnetized. Just let me take care of all of this. And so they throw a bunch of jargon in there to make it sound sci-fi
Sure,
and
of
everything.
course.
And he replaces it, and he gets the elevator. And these people and blah blah. Ma'am, could you just sign this paperwork right here on this clipboard? And I'm like,
Paperwork? No, it would be like an RFID chip.
right. It's exactly that.
Or it'd be on her
billing.
phone. It'd be
And
like
put your
NFC
credit-
on her phone or something. Yeah.
He needed a signature and an account number, and I'm like, oh, because yeah, exactly. Like it would have been a paperless society, and she would have been billed because of RFID shit. You know what I mean? But they didn't have the foresight back in the 50s to know that there was be a paperless society.
Mm-hmm.
So there's still a maintenance guy is still carrying
A
clipboard.
clipboard.
And
Yeah,
paperwork.
right.
But they got this futuristic fucking elevator that just like can take you to different buildings or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you got one thing that is way futuristic that hasn't happened yet, but you're still doing something that is extremely archaic on the other hand. So I always find that hilarious. And somebody writing a check at Walgreens today would drive me fucking nuts for the same reason. I'm like, what do you live in the 40s?
In 40
nobody
years,
writes the-
hopefully all the check writers are going to be dead.
Yes. I have a checkbook still, and I haven't written a check since 2013.
Right, there's e-checks now. You can do that all digitally.
And the only reason I was writing a check is because I was paying somebody cash for my house. Like I had a land contract, so I just like would write a check, and I needed the check as a receipt. You know what I mean? Okay,
Mhm.
you cashed the check for this month's rent. Boom, we're good. That's all I ever had to worry about.
Back to the topic of Vegas. Is there anything
Oh.
that you know you want to do? You mentioned something
Nope.
to me in DMs, but unfortunately, it looks like there's going to be a scheduling conflict, and we won't be able to physically do that. So, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, story of my life. Nope. I have no strong feelings one way or the other, to be quite honest. Like I said, I'm a leaf on the breeze. I'm not. It's everybody. And the other thing that I think you should plan on is multiple birthday meals.
Maybe. I suppose. Dee Dee's the
going
only
to
one that's
happen.
actually asked me. Megan mentioned something about a birthday dinner. But
Yeah, everybody's floated the idea
but-
half-heartedly, so I know there's.
But
going to be
I'm the
more
one that
than
actually suggested it in our group chat that we have with like Eckle, Rochi,
I
and
was alre-
Mondays.
Before you even
So
made that
I
group
haven't
chat, I was
suggested
talking to
anyone. I
Luigi
haven't
and
looked at
Gummy.
any places. I haven't looked at anything. I'm sleeping on my
that's the
scheduling,
other thing.
which was the first topic I brought up. Now that I'm finally done with all the interpersonal stuff that I've been doing, I can go back to focusing on me. So probably Friday or Saturday, I'm gonna figure out what the hell I'm scheduling and what the hell I'm gonna do. I just had to sort of make a commitment that I was reached out to on behalf of Grillo, asking if I could help with super tips, and asked if I could do it before or after Vegas. And I said, well, I mean, I probably could do it before, but first I'm gonna have to set up my setup so then I can make sure that I can set up somebody else's setup. So I'm gonna have to make sure I get this other computer working and see if I can get this super tip helper from Moody working, because it'd be a lot easier to get Grillo set up with that than it would be to go through a different setup. And as I put in my agreement to help him out, I'd be willing to give like a $50 discount if he installs TeamViewer, which is a remote access software, so I can just go and do the things myself instead of sitting for hours and be like, okay, now click that. No. The
Yeah.
one right there.
Exactly.
That one. Click that right there. Now it's the third one down. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot easier if I can just do it. If you start
Yeah,
helping
IT
Grillo tonight,
department.
you might be able to get him to figure out super tip in time for your flight. My flight is next Wednesday, so not tonight. Next Wednesday. Are you still offering to help set up super tips for a fee? Yeah. It's my pinned tweet currently on my Twitter, which is like my. Other than my website, that's like the best place to figure out how to get a hold of me. You can just DM me on Twitter or just click on my links on Twitter. But yes, I am still willing to help people with that. You're just going to have to let me know what I'm working with and what your expectations are, so I can figure out what is a fair thing to charge you. If you're working with like EVMux, it's way easier, and I can feasibly charge you way less because it's way simpler and won't even have to do the remote access software or whatever. But if you are technically inept, you have no setup already, and you're wanting to use super tips with StreamYard, it's going to cost you more because that's a lot more effort. Not
Bacon
a lot
Bits is a
more,
sweet
but it's
boy.
going to definitely be more if you're wanting to use StreamYard. I'm just going to put that out there.
Yes, the StreamYard is much more. It's still easier than setting it all up through OBS and all of that, but hopefully that helper software does fix the not fix but streamline the process.
Oh, okay. I get this message now. Sorry, that was me being stupid. If you help Grillo tonight, you might be able to figure it out in time
Yes.
for my flight. So if I started
Yes, you might
today,
be
I
able
could
to
do it
get
within
Grillo.
8 days. Got it.
Yes, not because of Grillo's ineptitude. Yes,
My bad.
yeah.
I've heard that
uh,
EVMux is easier. I'll switch to that to StreamYard before I ask then. Yeah, it's a lot easier on EVMux. Just like a layman's term, with EVMux, you kind of just plug it in. When you're going to StreamYard, you need a UK to Germany adapter, and then you need a Germany to American adapter. So you need you need like 3 plugins to plug into the wall instead of just going straight into it. It's kind of annoying. But StreamYard is easier to use. It's simpler. I like the way it works. You can do things on it that you can't do on EVMux as easy. But everything you can do on StreamYard, you can do on EVMux. You just need to learn the software differently. It's basically a web-based OBS, and because of that, it is always going to be superior to StreamYard, I think.
It's worth it to learn it, but it is a resource hog in my opinion.
Yeah, true. That's the downside of both StreamYard and EVMux is they pretend they're web-based, but they use a lot of resources on your internals. So sometimes you might be better off using OBS, but OBS you can't really have guests without plugging in even more stuff. So, I was talking to Lucy / Kaylee from Once Over with Kaylee, and mentioning that I would be willing to help her with hers. And if she wanted to go with an OBS only setup, it's easy. In fact, it's probably preferred. But the only caveat is adding guests is trickier. It's not undoable. In fact, it's easy, but it is not as simple as just sending somebody a StreamYard link and then bam, they're there.
Correct.
So even with those cases, I am open to tech support. Officially, I am open to tech support. Reach out to me on Twitter, preferably, for official requests on that. So, cool. That was so helpful. Thank you. I can use that example to explain it to my dumb friends. Yeah, EVMux, you just plug in, and then StreamYard, you need like 3 adapters. But it still works. So it's really a matter of preference, what you want. And the bottom line of that is if you decide to use StreamYard, I am going to have to charge you more because it's annoying. And I guess my time is worth money, apparently. So I'm going to have to charge you for that.
Well, yeah, time is worth money.
Look, I'm 30 years old. I'm trying to get that in my head finally. That like time is money. So, whoops.
Well, and don't undervalue your time. What you're doing is a very professional job, and to be quite honest, you would probably be making 3 times what you're making at your current job, doing what you're.
If I had consistent clients, yes, absolutely, because my job underpays me.
Well, no, if you worked for, but if you worked for a company that,
oh yeah,
this is what you did all day, you would be making easily 65 to 70K a year.
That sounds nice. If anyone wants to hire me, reach out.
I'm just trying to give you an idea, not because I know like everybody in our community, but like if as Super Tip grows, you might become more of a default point to person because Moody's going to need help. Mm-hmm. He can't do it himself, and you're already right there. So I'm just letting you know to not undervalue your time against not so dabble clients.
Oh, absolutely. I'm willing to help. Yeah.
Other than Dr. Steve, charge them triple if it's a doctor or something. I'm not even kidding you.
No, if Dr. Steve asks for help for it, I will just demand he buys me one of those fancy automatic cat boxes that he bought for John. That'll be what I asked Dr. Steve for.
I hate the cat box. I don't.
Yeah, it's the worst. The dishes and the cat box. Those are the 2 like kryptonites of house chores.
They weren't even my cats, but yeah, I was responsible for the fucking cat box all the time. I hated it.
I'm sorry. I could hear the resentment in your voice.
Because there were 3 cats in the house. And 1 big litter box. They weren't my cats, but the litter box would become so fucking foul that I couldn't let it go.
And you just had to do it, yeah.
I'm very bitter.
Yeah,
dishes, on the other hand,
you did get browbeat into it.
Care.
Yeah, dishes. Yeah, you can either just take care of it or, I don't know, just throw it in a bag and put it in the sink forever.
I just throw dishes away every day and buy new ones.
Just go to the Goodwill and just buy all the used dishes.
No, new ones. I just order them on Amazon. Same with underwear. I wear them once and throw them out and just buy a new pack of underwear every other week.
You know, I imagine there's people that actually do that, and that seems foul. It seems
What,
so
overconsumption
exorbitantly
and waste?
wasteful. Yeah.
Oh, that's exactly what happens. Oh, there's a screw loose on the fucking frying pan. Throw that bitch out and go to Walmart and get another one.
Yeah. Yeah. I just deal with the broken frying pan. So
I know. That's well.
Yep.
I
just
know how
throw
to-
some heat resistant duct tape on it.
No, I've learned how to fix mostly everything because, cheap, I guess. Maybe poor.
You got a TIG
Two,
welder? That would
so-
fix so much shit.
I do know how to use a MIG and a TIG welder.
But do you have one?
No, because it would get stolen.
Yeah, fair fair enough, fair enough. See, this is why if Joey Catalano becomes president, I'm going to officially start requesting him to make it legal to put auto turrets in your yard.
Have you heard that Clearwater Chad, aka Jerry Sardini, is no longer employed by one presidential candidate, Joey C?
I don't think he was employed yet, but I know what you mean. What do you mean? How did that happen?
Oh yeah, true. I mean, you can be employed and not be receiving pay.
I suppose, yes.
Well, Joey is now actually listening to people saying that Clearwater Chad is not taking this seriously, which I pressed him on one night. He's like, "No, I'm taking it very serious," and it's not.
Holy
Joey
shit! Is
C
Daniel
comment.
Larson actually running? I would hope.
I'm unaware of that. That would be hilarious.
Can you run from prison?
Yes, I believe so.
Can you be inaugurated into the presidential office
While in
from
prison,
jail?
Well, you can. What you can when you're playing Monopoly, you can still collect rent and shit while you're in jail in Monopoly. So why wouldn't you be? I mean, what's to stop you? Everybody will know where you're at all the time.
My
It'll be one of
teenager
the
put
most
the
safest
cast iron
places in
into the
time.
dishwasher. Now it has the smell of rust around it. Oh, R.I.P.
A shell of rust. Yeah, no, you gotta. So
Oh, a shell
need a-
of rust.
oh,
Oh,
really?
yeah.
yeah, you need a good pressure washer. Then you gotta reseason your pan.
Oh, that's awful. I'm sorry to hear
That's why
that.
cast iron's great, because you could take that layer off and it's still just a layer of cast iron underneath, unless it was a protected coated something, which then that kind of defeats the purpose.
So I want to officially say, because I said this 2 weeks ago, I don't believe in Joey anymore. Where was CatalanoCon? Where did he mean 3026?
Well, I think he has higher priorities.
Well, I mean, sure, but why didn't he make an announcement on it telling me, like,
He did, but his microphone was muted.
okay, was that real? He messaged me that he made a speech and he was muted. Was he really muted?
I think it was a bit now, because he turned around and went live directly after that and redid a whole thing. It might not have started out as a bit, but I think it became a bit. But there was somebody else backstage putting up comments and stuff, and multiple people super chatted him, "Hey, you're muted." So there's no way he fucking didn't know at a certain point.
Joey, I would
Which is
like
fine.
I would
Lean
like
into
you
it
to
then. At
reach
least
out
he
to
leaned
me
into it.
and personally apologize to me for letting me down about CatalanoCon. I was really looking forward to hearing your speech, but instead you do it on the internet on a live stream and we're muted. I feel like you're just insulting me. And honestly, I'm hurt. So it's really going to take off some points whether or not I vote for you in the upcoming election. I believe in you, but I mean, I don't think I'm going to vote for a guy that has already broken promises to me before he's even running. I'm just saying. That's my official
Well,
stance.
Typical.
I
He's
have
just,
had my heart broken by Catalano.
Well, welcome to politics.
Serves me right, I guess. I finally find a guy I like. I finally find somebody I can root for. I was even going to buy one of those, like, I'm a pedophile shirts that he has.
Nice.
All I can say is I'm disappointed. I know 3 people who talked to him on the phone and told him he was muted. Nailed it,
Chris
Spurg.
Mack
It
did.
wasn't at first, but it became 100%.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm thoroughly disappointed in Joey Catalano. So, moving on, something that didn't disappoint me is The Producers. I just watched that with Sean this past Tuesday, so yesterday. Man, I am so scatterbrained. And it was fantastic. The week before that, we watched Blazing Saddles. You know you can't make that movie today?
No way.
And I didn't love it.
Which one? Blazing Saddles?
I did not like Blazing Saddles. I wouldn't
mean,
say I wouldn't say it was bad. I wouldn't say I didn't have fun with it, but honestly, it was fucking super mid.
Yeah, it's probably not the best Mel Brooks movie, but it is one of the first or earlier Mel Brooks ones that was just like, you know, everybody liked it at the time, and it became like this cult classic thing, and so like everybody kind of watches it at least once in their life. My 8th grade social studies teacher, Mr. Kulik, showed us Blazing Saddles, not edited in any way. So that was enjoyable for 14-year-old me, or however old I was, in my second time through the 8th grade.
You're watching
but now,
8th
like,
grade,
currently,
nice.
like, yeah. But that's what I mean. Like, that's.
I can
that's
see
when
it being
fits,
funny
right?
then. Yeah, exactly. I can see it being funny then.
Right. So, you know, that's what I was just getting ready to say. 45-year-old me would laugh at the jokes that I'm supposed to, you know, like, oh, yeah, okay, I get it. Like, I get it. But like you said, it's meh. It's not, you know. All right. I personally, like, Men in Tights was funnier to me, joke-wise. But it was.
I've
it's also
seen a
very
lot of
dated.
scenes of that, but I haven't seen the whole movie yet.
Yes. It's very dated. Dylan closes with the
Yeah, right. Yeah.
goodbye from the guy.
Ciao.
Same. Oh God, I'm sorry.
I was
Oh,
just
yeah,
saying
yeah,
ciao
yeah.
because that's what he said. Opens up with
Ding
the
dong
yeah,
day.
yeah, it's good.
Auf Wiedersehen. I like that guy. He's from The Princess Bride, which is also a great movie. If you haven't seen it, The Princess Bride is a very nice date night movie kind of thing.
I saw it when I was a kid, so I don't remember it.
That's a sit on the couch with your friend and watch kind of thing.
Friend?
You know what I mean?
Okay, I just want to make sure because it was a Sean movie.
No.
No.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't. It would be more.
No,
a
I
William movie
know he
for
likes
sure.
that movie. That's
Everybody, you can't not like that movie.
that has Ingo Montoya in it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Yeah.
Single Montoya.
Yeah. I'm very familiar with
lot.
parts of that, but I've not seen it
Mhm.
in so long, so I can say I don't remember it. So
Inconceivable.
it'd be one of those things that I'd be like, yeah, I will watch it again. To answer Birch, the Matthew Broderick version, I assume of the
The
producers. No, I watched the original with Gene Wilder.
And what did you think of that?
Fantastic movie. You know what? Over the last couple months, I've been watching a lot of Nazi propaganda. And you know what? I'm going to officially say I think Nazis are cool. They're not right. They're not good guys,
Yeah, well,
but they're
what
cool.
I mean.
The
Everybody knows
propaganda
it.
has worked on me. Nazis are really cool.
you haven't even seen Danger 5 yet.
So, the producers, simple premise for a movie. A guy is a bad producer and mostly scams people into funding his movies, plays, and they usually just suck. So he gets audited by a company, and the company finds that his last flop made a little bit more money than he raised, or cost less money than he raised, and he just had like $2,000 to spend. He convinces the guy to edit his books, and then while he's like positing and just like talking out loud, he's like, oh, you know, somebody could just do this as like a career scam. And the producer guy is like, well, that's genius. We're going to do that. So they devise a way to make a play that's going to raise $1 million and be an absolute fucking flop. So they basically get to keep all the money and they don't really have to pay out the investors. Simple enough premise. They go around and they find the worst play they can think of, and it is a play written by a ex-Nazi soldier called Springtime for Hitler, where it's basically a love letter to the Fuhrer. Not really a gay love letter, but it is a very hinted at that, since we don't get to actually read the script itself. We only get to see the revised script, which is produced by a super ultra gay guy. So that's the premise of the movie. They make a Hitler play in the premise of being like, well, this is going to be the worst play ever. And it's accidentally super amazing because it's hilarious. It's amazing how much comedy can override so many things. And that's a big reason the Dabbleverse exists and we're happy being in it, is comedy trumps a lot of the shit that's in this verse. So as long as it's funny, it's usually fun.
Yes. And that's the Kumia argument, right? You know, he's been funny for so long that his creepy
Starship
sex-testing
Troopers.
ways
I've seen
kinda-
that one. I haven't seen Super Troopers, though.
No, Starship Troopers is completely different.
I know. I'm saying I have seen
Oh,
Starship
oh.
Troopers. I have not seen Super Troopers.
Oh, I misheard. I'm sorry. It was the other
Yes.
way around. Yeah, Super Troopers is hilarious.
It Rowena showed me a scene of it,
first
and it
one, for
seems like
sure.
it'd be fun. So I think that's on my list soon to watch.
It's a good one.
Yeah. Overall, the movie very, very good. I think I liked the movie already from the opening, because the opening goes with the producer fondling and hooking up with some of these old ladies in like comedic scenes, and in between like something wild happening, it'll freeze frame and then the credits will like slide in and you'll get to see like who's working on the movie or whatever, and it'll just like long shot at him in an awkward pose. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, I like this. It's a little bit too long, but I think that might be the joke, is that they're taking too long on these scenes. And those are some of the things I really appreciate in movies, is where the editing of the movie is part of the enjoyment of it. It's not just the shots and the dialogue and what's happening. It's literally the composition of how they edit it together and how long they hold on shots. There's some examples of where I hate that. Quentin Tarantino is a good example of somebody that I like, and also that I dislike, that where he will just do a 38-second shot of a guy walking across the field. And I'm like, that would have been 12 seconds. It would have been just as effective.
I think the point is to irritate you.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. I like that where they can use the editing of a movie to convey a feeling that the
Elicit
movie
a
itself
feeling.
isn't
Yeah.
doing itself.
Right.
A movie that really captured me with how good the editing was The Usual Suspects, which I reviewed with Once Over with Kaylee
one of
over on
my-
her channel.
Yes, I remember. That was one of the first ones I remember watching you do. That was like not your show. Yes, that's one of my favorite movies. Kaiser Soze / verbal / Kevin Spacey. Fantastic.
So yeah,
And
the
in fact,
producers,
that-
fantastic movie. I really liked the pacing of it. I liked how I feel like the jokes weren't ever thrown in your face. It was kind of either you appreciate the comedy of the scene and what's happening, or you don't. I think near the end of the movie, where the whole theater is like clearing out because it's flopping, so they get out before they get like mobbed by the people hating the movie, and they go to the bar and start ordering drinks, and people come in and they're all having a great time, and they're just trying to be like, well, I mean, that can't be for us, the movie was terrible. And it's funny because they walked out right as the turn happened. They walked out, and then the play became hilarious. So everybody started liking it the second they walked out, which is something I appreciated. It's just like ironic karmic timing.
Yes, it's very good. I like the whole premise of this movie too. Like it comes together very well. The name of the musical I didn't. Hitler in Springtime.
Springtime for Hitler and Germany.
I just want to make sure that. I think everybody's seen it here in the chat, but I just want to make sure that because you went and mentioned how the Nazi propaganda worked on you. I just wanted to make sure that we know what the play is that Gene Wilder is trying to direct here or produce.
Well, Gene Wilder isn't the. He's the auditor. He's the guy that's he's the auditor guy. Yeah, he's the bookkeeper guy. So, the producer is. I've never heard or seen of the actor's name before. Apparently, his first name's Zero. Cool, I guess. I don't know.
Yes, he known for the time.
Yeah, never seen or heard of him before, but he killed the role. I think he did great. He used to be like a big shot on Broadway, and now he's kind of like fallen on hard times. All of his investors are old ladies that he basically has to hook up with to convince them to fund his movie or fund his plays. And he's not exactly like a bad guy because he does actually put on a product. He is grifting, he is scamming, but he is producing a product that you can go experience even if you don't enjoy it.
Well, the fact that he's gaming the system is great. It's a win-win either way. It either makes money naturally or it flops hard enough that he's going to get paid. You know, but because I haven't seen this in so long, right? It does good though, right? Like you said, the karmic timing, like they just kind of like are like, all right, cool. And then all of a sudden it turns into this like amazing thing.
And that screws them over because they have signed over 50% to this lady, 50% to this lady, 50% to this lady.
Correct.
This lady gets 100%. This lady gets 30%. This lady gets 50%. So there's not enough to physically pay them back, even if you like lied, you know, because 100% of the profits is 100%. So, you know, they fuck themselves in that because the whole point is if it flops, they don't have to pay them back because of whatever terms or whatever. But because it did really well, it starts making a lot of money and they have to go and sabotage their own play. Which I think is funny because the guy who wrote the play, the crazy German guy, he doesn't like the play because the director that they got turned it into like a gay musical and hired a hippie guy who doesn't even dress as Hitler, just basically being like a drunk hippie guy, being like, hey, baby, what's the matter? You know, just being like, absolutely not Hitler. And the author of the play is all pissed about it, so he goes to yell at the producer. And the producer is like, well, why don't you just go kill the actors? That'll solve everything. So there won't be another night of this play. You'll get revenge on these people for ruining your thing, and I will get paid. So that doesn't work because the guy just has like a breakdown and just becomes like a big baby about the fact that his Führer wasn't like that. And it's just amusing to me overall because the play was actually fine, I think. They just fucked themselves because it turned out to be good because the guy they hired to be Hitler was hilarious, apparently.
Correct, right. Like unexpected, unfortunate consequences. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. I'm going to be AFK for a second.
So, overall, I would say that movie, one of the better ones I've seen in a while. I really enjoyed it. The movie's mostly self-contained. There's not like a whole lot of other things going on in the movie. There's not like a whole lot of locations or events. The movie's pretty much just focused on putting this play together, hiring the people to put it together to make it the worst it can be, and then it turns out it's super good. So they have to sabotage the play. As I mentioned, they try to get the author to do it, but he doesn't. So they go and they want to go blow up the theater. So it just will take care of the whole problem. It'll just be blown up. While they're down there trying to set up the explosives, they fuck it up and they blow up the theater while they're in it, and they obviously get caught because the next scene transitions to while they're in court being sentenced to prison for their fraudery. I think the ultimate joke of the movie is at the end of the movie, even while they're in jail, they're putting on another jailhouse musical play and doing the same thing. The warden gets 50% of the movie. A couple of the inmates are getting 20%. This guy's getting 30%. So they're giving less percentages. So it's like easier to work with probably. But already they've given up more than 100% of the play just with a couple of investors. So it's funny that they're still pulling this scam while in prison. I don't think we get the official sentence on how long they're going to be in prison. I think the producer gets in there a lot longer than the bookkeeper because he was just kind of dragged along and emotionally manipulated into this. So I think he probably gets a lighter sentence, but it doesn't matter because he's still helping scam in prison. So it's funny because he's now fully into it. He's like, all right, whatever. This is what I do now. This guy paid attention to me. He called me by my first name. So ride or die now. I'm gonna just commit crimes to this guy forever.
Oh yeah, man. Sometimes that's what you need is a partner. Oh, am I muted?
No, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes that's what you need in life is a partner in crime. You know, company's kind of nice, especially when they're degenerate just like you.
Absolutely. So yeah, that was a great movie. I said I'm looking forward to watching Super Trooper soon. And speaking of movies, have you ever heard of The Backrooms? Do you know what that is?
Yes, I do.
So, for anyone that doesn't know what The Backrooms is, The Backrooms is a like a made up thing. It's an alternate reality game, an ARG, about a space behind spaces in stores in your house called The Backrooms, where occasionally you can just like accidentally fall through it. So sometimes like the wall isn't tangible, like in a game where you can accidentally just walk through a wall and you're just in another room that you're not supposed to be because the wall didn't have like solid texture to it. So that can happen in the world, and you can go into the backrooms on accident. And the backrooms are just this like dimension right next to ours that just has infinite rooms. It just looks like a weird like warehouse with carpet, and it's all yellow with yellow lighting, and it just goes on and on and on and on. That was it was started based on a single image on a post. Somebody took a picture of somewhere in real life and was like, wow, look at this, look, the back rooms of this. And it just became more and more popular based on this image, sort of like Slender Man, where it's just like one image and it just spawned the entire culture of Slender Man. Very similar with the backrooms. So there are nobody who really owns the backrooms. The guy who took the photo is the guy who like originally made it, I guess, but it's kind of public use at this point. It just, you know, you can make whatever you want out of it. It's just an image. So there's people who've made games out of it, people who've made, you know, little comic books or whatever. But there's somebody that is far and above, better than anyone else in this space. Originally, when he started making it, was a 16-year-old YouTuber named Kane Parsons, or Kane Pixels on YouTube. And this man is a fucking savant. This man is a prodigy at what he does. He uses Blender to make like 3D scapes and uses all sorts of camera tricks and filters and angles and stuff to look like somebody is walking around with an actual like VHS recorder cam inside of these back rooms. And he's created his own company that is now exploring it. He's explained like how it exists, where it exists, what the purpose of it might be. So Kane single-handedly grabbed the back rooms and is like, all right, cool, so this is what it is. And everybody kind of collectively was like, wow, that's so good, we kind of agree with you. He basically reshaped the fandom of the backrooms because his stuff is so good. And the reason I bring all this up is because he just confirmed a trailer for his movie coming out at the end of May. I am so excited.
I remember seeing that, like, it was probably one of the first videos that he made where he was like filming his friends like in the back parking lot behind a store or something, and he was like trying to get a shot, you know, like it starts out real life, and then he
falls through the parking lot,
like, whoa, and then he's like, whoa, where the fuck am I, like, and he wakes up in the back rooms. Yeah, there's games and stuff where people have been hiding like shadow demons and things in areas and trying to give you like a very creepypasta feeling or SCP kind of thing. super enjoyable. I really like it. I like those types of games. I liked uh, Superliminal and Stanley Parable and all these other like quiet, basically walking sim style vibe games. Where you're just absorbing an atmosphere. And the Backrooms is probably one of the best ones. And it's. I wouldn't be pissed if I took that photo first and put it out there, and then this grew from it. I would be, I'm not that kind of person, but I could see where some people might be upset. But it spawned a good lore, and
an
there's a lot
entire genre
competition
of
for that.
fiction was generated from one picture.
Right. Well, yeah.
Really cool to me. And I've had a fascination with the Backrooms and specifically Kane Pixel's interpretation of it. He has another series he's doing alongside that one, which has to do with a giant that was forgotten in a mall somewhere in real life, and then it because of shenanigans fell into another alternate universe, and now it's come back to this universe, and it's very interesting the way he does his fantasy. I really love his interpretation of both the Backrooms and his own projects. So for anyone want to check it out, just Kane Pixels on YouTube. If you search it up, you'll find him. Super fantastic. So I'm excited because I was watching the trailer and I'm like, okay, cool. When's it coming out? Next year? And it was like May 2026. I'm like, holy shit, I can get tickets right now. All right, you guys got me. I did not go see Markiplier's Iron Lung, but I will not miss The Backrooms by Kane Pixels. Kane Parson is his real name, but so yeah, that is something that I look forward to, as well as Hackmania. That's the big thing on the road, and that's what I'm going to be focusing on going forward. And in between that, I'm going to really be locking down on God of War and Dishonored. I know I said that before, but more stuff came up, but now it's actually finally done. So after this stream, I'm going to be playing God of War. Tomorrow night with Snake, I'll be playing some Dishonored. Come by the Discord if you want to hang out. Is there anything you want to cover or talk about? What you been up to, Snake?
Absolutely nothing.
Awesome. That's not true. You did finish Dishonored. You were saying it right before the show. You finished Dishonored. You're thinking about starting another playthrough.
Yes. Well, I already did start the High Chaos playthrough because of reasons, and so we'll talk about that when the time comes. And I look forward to seeing what you're up to while you play on Thursday. And I'm playing my own because I'm trying to learn the story more. There, again, with the immersive sims, there's a lot of reading that you have to do, and I might cheat a little bit on that because I just have a hard time scrolling through some things. Like there's books in the game that do not get added to your notes that I know they're just probably tangential world building things, but I want to see what's in there.
I mean, it's really cool because Arcane's worlds are typically tied together, so it is canonically confirmed that Deathloop is the future timeline of Dishonored. So if you wanted more Dishonored after Dishonored, Dishonored 2, and Death of the Outsider, you could go play Deathloop and still get more of that universe. It's not the same, but it's still it is in that universe years later.
Okay, well, so does that mean Prey is even further in the future?
It is very likely. I don't think fans have found a lot of connective tissue.
Okay, that's because that's what I was just imagining. I was like, because we're going from literally like turn of the century to space station, full out, fleshed out space. That's literally at least 200 to 300 years in the future. You know what I mean?
Right, but all that did start early in
Prey
like the
takes
20s and stuff. So right around the time like Dishonored would be happening, a couple years later, the beginnings of, you know, Russia finding the aliens.
Ah, okay. See, like
I think it may have been in the 40s. That's still still early enough.
Yeah, I wonder what kind of connective tissues are there. to be honest.
I mean, maybe the
Similar last
Typhon are
names
from
and
wherever
crew
the
members.
outsider's from.
Again, yeah. The outsider again, and that's other things. I have opinions on that. You asked me what my opinion was. They've evolved a little bit since doing other things. But other than that, no, I really have not. But I just listening to music, noodling on the guitar a bit more. A nervous wreck about going out in public because I typically don't do that.
It's gonna be great.
Mersh used a phrase I used early on talking to you about being terminally online. He said somebody else was terminally online. I was like, wait a minute, hey, that's me. Stop that. So, yeah. Other than that, not much. Just hanging out.
Alrighty, well, then I won't drag this episode out, since neither of us have much more to talk about. I would like to thank everyone for joining in the chat. Hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you did, but I'm pretty sure everyone here is. So, I guess, thanks. And if I decide to stream Dishonored on Thursday, we'll see you then. So, till then, see you next time.